Hello and welcome back to day 8 of our Thankful for 30 challenge. Today, we are going to talk about spreading the joy, but limiting the consumption.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you.
Yes, you heard me right. We are going to focus on spreading joy. And you can do that with this thing right here, right? But we're gonna also focus on limiting the consumption. So I know many of us use these things right here to consume. We get caught up in scrolling. We get caught up on TikTok for hours at a time, and then we wonder later, where did the time go? So I want to encourage you today that any time that you are spending on social media from this point moving forward, or at least for the rest of November, make this a goal of yours for the rest of November, is to focus on not scrolling as much, but instead spreading joy. And I don't know what that's gonna look like for you. I know for me, I utilize social media for my business. Like that is how I run my business. Without it, I would have a hard time running my business. I utilize my social media not just for my business though, I also utilize it to share joy. Wonderful things that are happening in my life. Like when my garden was thriving, I was sharing about it all the time because it brought me joy. And there's other people that follow me on my social media platforms that also love a good garden or that also are gardeners, and we would share stuff back and forth. I will share books that I'm reading, fiction or nonfiction that I'm reading, because they've brought me joy and I want to share that with others. Whenever there's a great sermon, which is nearly every single week at church, I share that. It brought me joy. It brought me a lot of goodness, and I want to share that with the world. If I read something or do a mindset masterclass, or just am finding something that has worked really well in my life, or that has been an epiphany for me, or whatever, I often will share that on my social media because I want to spread the joy. I want to share the wealth, right? So I really work on focusing that time that I am spending on social media, but using it more wisely to not just bring joy to myself, but to bring joy to others. When I do that, I scroll far less. And something that I want you to also note, when you scroll less, I don't know about you, but I feel way less stressed out. I feel way less in that comparison mindset. I feel more motivated. I feel more excited for life when I'm scrolling less, when I'm consuming less. When I get stuck in those scrolling modes, which I do still from time to time, I get really annoyed with myself at the amount of time that I've wasted. I get really frustrated that I didn't use that time to do something more productive, like create a YouTube video or, read fiction or create another TPT product, right? So I want to encourage you today. This is something that so many of us struggle with. So many. And while I appreciate so much that you are here watching this video right now, part of why they are so short and sweet, part of why I am doing little short videos day after day for 30 days instead of just like one big video, is because I want you to come, get the information you need, get a little bit of inspiration, get a little bit of motivation, and then go on and take action. I don't want you spending hours here. I know that I love being here with you, and I hope that you're loving being here with me, but I want it to be productive. I want you to come here and spend this time feeling like you are getting something out of it and then applying it into your life. That's why there have been homework assignments with many of these videos. That's why there have been tasks that I've come to you with, and that's why we're talking so much about mindset. When you're scrolling social media, sometimes there's some benefit. And there absolutely are corners of the internet that have some really good value to bring, but a lot of times that scrolling ends up leading to just time wasted, entertainment, which we all need some entertainment, but really how much entertainment do we need, right? But a lot of times it leads to people feeling stuck in comparison versus feeling excited or motivated to go on and do whatever it is that they're after. If you make a monthly vision board, you've got goals that you're working towards. And I promise you, scrolling social media is not going to help you achieve those. So your goal, your task, at least consider it. Maybe you're like, maybe I'm not going to do that. Maybe I'm not interested in that. But I want you to at least consider spreading more joy. Utilizing that time when you are on social media, use it to spread more joy to the world. Maybe you got family pictures done recently and you want to share those. Whatever it might be, find a way that you can spread some joy when you are on those platforms, and try to really limit the amount of time that you are consuming and scrolling. I promise you, in this journey of working on thankfulness and working on your mindset over these 30 days, you are going to see a massive shift in your overall morale if you do this. Trust me. If you don't believe me, do it for 1 week. Do it for 1 week and watch how differently you feel, and then go back to doing it, and immediately you'll be able to tell, like, oh my gosh, like, I do not feel near as energetic, near as excited, near as happy. And it's because you've fallen into this comparison trap oftentimes. And that's not the point. I never want my social media to be a place where people are comparing. I always want to be upfront, real, raw, and honest that whatever I have, I worked hard to get there. And I like sharing that others have that same opportunity. So that's what this is. That's something I want to encourage you about. We could talk about this all day long because I'm very, very passionate about this, but I hope you see where I'm coming from. I hope you'll consider it, and I hope you'll at least give it a try. So that is your task for today on this day 8, and I will see you tomorrow in day 9. See ya.